It's been over a month since Blue Protocol launched globally, and I think it's time to talk about the state of the game, what it actually is, and what I think of its future. Blue Protocol looks like an MMO. It advertises itself like an MMO. It feels like it wants you to think it's an MMO. But the more I play it, the more it feels like a single player campaign that just happens to take place in a crowded lobby. And the deeper you go, the clearer it becomes. This isn't a full fledged MMO. It's a shared experience, one where everyone is sprinting towards the end game only to discover that at the end, there's actually an end, a final wall, a place where progression stops and you suddenly realize there's nothing left to actively work towards. Now, if that's enough for you, you can click away. But if you're curious what I mean, if you want to understand where this feeling comes from, then let me start with who I am. I'm someone whose gaming life is built on MMOs. We're talking about like old school ones like Flife, Ragnarok Online, Dragonest, and even newer ones like Blade and Soul and Black Desert. I even dabbled a little bit on mobile style grindfest like ROO, basically Blue Protocol's cousin, but way more pay to win. Since Blue Protocol's launched, I haven't missed a single day of logging in, but I'm not a hardcore no lifer level either, but consistent enough. I spend money, but I don't swipe to win. Not that it matters though here, because honestly, I don't even consider Blue Protocol a pay to win game. And that's because the game doesn't let you win anything. There's nothing to compete over. No PvP, no rankings, no speedrun boards. There's barely any need to compare yourself to other players besides your ability score flashing next to your name when you request to join a party. Put simply, even if you spend thousands, you're not winning anything, and you're certainly not making the game worse for everyone else. At least until they add PvP, if they ever do. The combat system isn't just designed for it. Skills feel impossible to balance in a large scale fights. Some classes would just be useless and chaos would take over. I play marksman, and even I can tell this is a resource management tab target style combat system dressed up as an action game. You stand still, unload your rotations, dodge when something glows red, and repeat. It works, it's fine, but it screams mobile MMO design because that's exactly what it was originally built as. But let's talk about the real issue, the thing that I believe will ultimately define Blue Protocol's downfall: time gating. On day one, the community took one look at the progression path and collectively went, wait, that's it? One dungeon, one viable activity, and if you wanted to progress your character, you were forced to run the same dungeon 40 to 50 times in a row. Progression wasn't a journey. It wasn't an adventure. It wasn't even a grind in the old satisfying MMO sense. It was simply a queue. And even after clearing your checklist, there was no place to show the progress you earned. Nothing competitive, nothing expressive, nothing mastery driven. Just waiting for next week's reset or next season's drip feed. And here's the ironic part: time gating exists because without it, everyone would reach the end in a week and realize the entire MMO experience is just actually a finite RPG campaign chopped into seasons. Asteria Plains started over 300 channels and now it's below 200. Sure, every new season will bring players back, but each time they hit the same wall, more and more people won't return. Not because they hated the game, but because the game simply runs out of things to do, and people move on. They forget. They find something else with more meaning, more goals, more freedom. Blue Protocol is beautiful, It's charming, it has heart, but it's also a game constantly fighting itself, wanting to be an MMO, but never actually embracing what makes MMOs great. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. I will be uploading more contents, reviewing new games coming out, and even going back to the old times. Peace.